welcome to the first episode of the podcast yet to be named. My name's Brad Weston. I'm here with Scott Schneider. Welcome, Scott.
Thanks, Brad. How are you doing this evening?
So we are now.
Little birdie told me a story today that it might be your birthday.
It is.
Truth to that?
Yep. 58
well, happy
years
birthday,
old
my friend.
today.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
I think this birthday deserves a little toast.
Absolutely. Cheers.
There you go.
What you got?
What's your beverage of choice this evening?
Mine is just Michter's bourbon.
Okay.
Neat.
Nice. Very nice.
It's one I keep around quite a bit. I like it. I like the flavor.
I like it as well. Have you had the 10? Michter's 10?
It's hard to find, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. They have a local distillery here, so you can get it periodically. They have releases, kind of random. So
yeah,
if you're interested, I'll see what I can do.
Heck yeah.
So, it's pretty tasty stuff.
You are in your home in Louisville, Kentucky, and I am in my home in Carson, North Dakota. So you are on Eastern time, and I'm on Mountain time. So if we ever schedule one of these, and you get on, and I'm not here, call me.
Okay, fair enough.
Because I get confused. Yeah. I try to keep up. We talk about it 8 p.m. Mountain time or 8 p.m. Eastern time, and that being 6 p.m. Mountain time, and it seems like it'd be easy to remember, but it screws me up every time.
Yeah. So you've been there for a few years. You've adjusted well to the time change, or is it? I mean, it's funny because when I travel, well, not travel that whole lot, but when I do travel, I find certain time zones seem to work better for me, just how my body works and my mind works.
Yeah.
So,
do you have a favorite?
I like Pacific. Oddly enough, I like being on the West Coast.
Yeah.
I don't like coming back from the West Coast. That always seems to be a brutal change. But
so one of the things that was hardest to get used to here is the length of days. Like summer days are really long, and winter days are really short.
Yeah.
Like right now, it's dark at 4:30.
Wow. Yeah. Well, that's the weird thing about Louisville. I mean, we're in the Eastern time zone, but we really shouldn't be. I mean, you knew that living here. We should be in the Central.
Yeah.
And that's a interesting bit of history as to how it ended up that way. Apparently, it has to do with the railroad in Atlanta. That's what I was told.
Well, it's interesting here because most of North Dakota is on Central time. And then there's like a little corner that is on Mountain time. And I think that a larger area of the southwestern part of the state, or maybe just the western part in general, was Mountain time. And a lot elected through city councils and things to change to Central time. And some cities have just been stubborn about it.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
Because our school here in Carson actually operates on Central time.
Interesting.
In the city.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah.
So let's see how you can do giving listeners a brief overview of your career, at least. I don't know if you want to start back before you started in education or not.
I can go back. Started out, was going to be a research scientist, was doing the PhD route for pharmacology, drugs, and toxicology. Along the way, started teaching at a local college while I was in the program, and decided I like teaching a lot more than I like shooting up rabbits, which is what I was doing for my research. And kind of just made a transition to started teaching. And, once I got into teaching high school, which is where we first intersected, I decided this is what I really like to do. I really like working with kids. I really like helping people understand things. And just seemed to be a good fit. And did that in the classroom for 15 years, and then was getting more and more into creating curriculum in my own classroom, and had an opportunity to do that at the district level. Pretty big school district here in Jefferson County, about 100,000 kids. which is one of the larger districts in the country. And so I got an opportunity to do that for all high schools. Spent about 5 or 6 years working on developing curriculum, writing curriculum, working with textbook companies. It's a really interesting sort of 10,000-foot view, as I like to call it. But I really miss being in the classroom and being with teachers, and had the opportunity with you to come back to work at the school I taught at for 15 years, and kind of became a mentor teacher of sorts, and was in the classroom and worked with teachers and helped teachers in that regard. And that's pretty much was the cycle of my career till I retired about 3 years ago, I guess, from teaching.
It's terrible, isn't it?
It's awful. You know, I don't know what I do with myself. I do whatever I want. I got to go to 2 or 3 NFL football games a year. First year, I saw Bruce Springsteen 6 times.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. How many times in your life have you seen Bruce Springsteen?
Let's see. I used to say I stopped counting at 30, but I actually tried to put all my ticket stubs for all the concerts I've been to in some sort of arrangement. I think I'm close to 50.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Still,
but I have to say, the last time I saw him, it was in New Jersey in Giant Stadium with my family, and we saw 2 of the 3 shows, and it was just amazing. I mean, it was just an amazing thing in every way. And I've had the opportunity to see him a couple of times since then, and I haven't gone because I don't know if I want to replace that. You know,
yeah.
It's kind of a funny thing, but yeah, it's definitely that's my bar for seeing concerts. I often go to concerts and say, I don't know, it's pretty good, but it's kind of short.
Yeah, they'll all be now after. I mean, that's what he's known for, right?
Yeah,
other things.
3.5 hours, you know, putting it out there. So, what about you? What's your path? Yours was curious at first, as I recall.
Yeah, well, yeah. So I started out. I was an electrical engineer, but while I was in school, I was coaching wrestling. Really enjoyed coaching and teaching high school kids wrestling. So that's what led me to change my major to teaching. Well, first I changed it to mathematics because I failed physics, but I was doing well in the math classes. And have I frozen up on your end?
You have, yes.
Oh man, this is that 1999 camera. So the whole episode, I'm gonna start. Where were we?
You were telling us your story.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to buy a better camera. The 1999 cameras let me down. So got into teaching. From teaching, taught math for 7 years, maybe, I guess. 5 years, 7 years, I don't remember. Became a counselor, then a brief stint as an athletic director. Then,
I forgot about that. Yeah. Is that 2 years?
That is barely a year. And then an assistant principal, which I did for, I think it was 8.5 years. And then principal. And then I ended my career as an assistant superintendent, where, interestingly enough, I was asked towards the end to work as an elementary school assistant superintendent after being in high school my entire career, which that was a nice change, you know, at the last few years when you kind of need something like that.
Yeah.
And then I retired during COVID because I wasn't able to do my favorite parts of the job, and I only had got to do the parts of the job I hated every day, and I couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah, that's it.
So I liked being in the schools and working with the principals, and being in the classrooms, and of course, as everybody knows, during COVID, that was all gone for a while.
Yeah, that's why I was debating retiring the year before COVID. And then COVID happened, and I just decided I needed to go back for a couple of years because I needed to reset the scale. I needed to have some memories of normal school, not that version of school.
Yeah, so that's probably a good idea.
Yeah. So
we've talked about doing the podcast a few times just because we've always enjoyed conversation with each other. But, what's your, as we talked the other night, what's your thoughts on where this is going to go?
Well, I think, one of the things I thought of is, there was a time when you were talking about writing a book that we started to work on.
Yeah.
And this kind of reminded me of that. The idea of not, we, between the two of us, we've got close to 60 years of education experience.
Yeah.
And a lot of, fun stories, a lot of good stories, but a lot of instructive stories too. A lot of things, a lot of ideas and lessons learned along the way that we can share. And I guess that's kind of where this appeals to me, is we have the idea to hash out some of those things. And I think the one thing that we share is the idea that we need to keep, we're continually in the learning. We're continually in the process. And a lot has changed just in the few years since you and I are out of the game, so to speak.
Yeah.
And how does what we think we knew apply? Does it apply? What can we learn? How can we apply it to the next step? How can we use it? How can we share it? How does it inform our own thinking? And how does it help other people in their thinking? Because we're still, you spend 30 years doing a job, you're connected with a lot of people who still do that job.
Yeah.
And so I enjoy having conversations with my colleagues and my friends that are, or former colleagues, I guess I should say, and my friends who are still in education. Because it's something, I think it's safe to say, something we both care passionately, deeply about. We did it for a long time. And so that's kind of where I think this goes. I think this is an idea, the opportunity to share that, share those thoughts, exchanges, challenges, if you will. But also just some general stuff along the way, other stuff, not necessarily education, mostly education. I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think?
No, I think we see. I agree with what you say, and I think we'll definitely, I think we start next week with education, where we think it, just big ideas, where we think it is, where we think it needs to go. But I'm thinking I see the structure like 30 minutes. We make this an easy chunk for people to listen to. At the end of 30 minutes, wherever the conversation is, that will be the topic where we start next week. Probably, okay. It's what we are. We're educators. We're teachers. That's going to come up a lot. But, I think back over all our conversations over the year, we've talked about a lot of things. And when they do come in, that might be the 30-minute discussion of the night, and then we'll see where it goes. Yeah. I think we end every 30-minute sessions kind of with where it's going to start the next time we do this. And, podcasting is something you just jump in and go at it.
Yeah. Well, I like all that. Should we discuss a title? Do we need a title?
Yeah, definitely. I've thought about that. Do you have any good ones?
Well, let's see. What do we like to do? We're problem solving, common sense, talking sense, cocktails. Not always cocktails. Sometimes just bourbon and neat. Seems like we're a bourbon guys mostly.
Yeah. Kentucky. And we do need to let people know that there is no bourbon outside of Kentucky.
Well, I don't know if I agree with that, Brad, because, I had to eat crow on
that. How'd that happen?
So my wife's from New York City, Queens specifically, and we were visiting her cousin, and he introduced me to this bourbon, or this liquid that he called bourbon. And I was like, I don't know if it's bourbon. I don't think it's bourbon. Made in New York, whatever. And it was delicious. Widow Jane.
Yeah, I've never bought it because it's not a Kentucky bourbon, but I've seen it a lot.
Yeah. Well, it is. Come to find out, it's made like a lot of things that you probably have bought. It's made at a distillery. Well, there's a plant in southern Indiana, which is very close. MGP, I think is what it's called. Yeah. And they buy a lot of stuff, and that's where Widow Jane gets their juice, as they call it. And they finish it with New York limestone water or New York water or whatever specialty.
Is it just aged there, or is it made there?
It's made at MPG. MPG is the people that are making a lot of bourbons that we know. a lot of people buy their stuff from MPG. I've come to find out, which
I'm
a little skeptical about that. But in the end, Widow Jane is tasty, so I can't argue with it.
Well, so. I think they provide their bourbon to just about any relatively new, small bourbon brand.
Yeah,
I think they're the provider, don't you?
No, I agree. Yeah, there's actually one locally, a mutual friend of ours, Brian Quillen. He knew somebody. It's a pretty high dollar club. They blend their own stuff, and they buy all their product from MPG, and then they blend it themselves, and they put it in barrels, not necessarily for aging, but just but it's a pretty whatever high dollar prestigious, whatever that means, club. And I've had several other products. They're tasty, but they're not.
It's not Foregate, is it?
No, it's Old Carter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we had one of the owners of Foregate whiskey on the Top Hill Recording podcast, and that's where they get their bourbon. They buy the older bourbons, 8 to 12 years old. They finish them in different port wine barrels, all kinds of different barrels. I can't think of other ones now, but they have a lot of finished bourbons, and they're super smooth. They are super smooth.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what these were. Very smooth, but not. I don't know. We've done a few bourbon tastings over the years, and not complex, not a lot of layers of flavor. They're smooth.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting off track.
Yeah, I don't know about all those bourbon flavors anyway. I mean, it's like you were telling me the other day about the tasting you had where you guys had the profiles and you didn't read them until after the tasting, and nobody got any of the official profiles.
Not a single match. I think we had 6 bourbons that night, not a single flavor match out of all of them.
Yeah.
That's happened a couple times. We did it with that particular one I was telling you about. We did another one with Old Forester, or not Old Forester. That was Old Forester. We did it with Four Roses, and they did they released all 10 of their mash bills. You could buy a set of all 10 of them, like small bottles. And so we got those, and we tried to compare them to different products they have, and we got 1 or 2, vanilla, oak, maybe, I don't know. So,
it's always.
All right, so I don't know. Do we want bourbon in our or I don't know. Do we want bourbon in our title or some reference to it? Probably not.
I don't know. I was thinking about this today, and I was trying to come up with titles, and the way we tend to do a lot today, or I do, and you hear people doing it, and probably something that will come into our school conversations, I'm sure. I asked ChatGPT, I sent that to you. You said you had a chance to read it.
I felt like they all sounded like they were made by ChatGPT.
So I got it on our screen right now. Let's see here. Let me see if I can. All right. Did you like any of these? You thought they were all bad, huh?
I didn't think they were bad. I just thought they sounded like they were made by ChatGPT. I like the idea of the.
Can you see this on your screen?
I cannot. No.
Okay.
I'll be staring blankly into the screen, but I can look at it on my screen.
Yeah. I had a couple I thought might work on here. I just wanted to see what you thought.
Okay.
Did you like any of them?
I like the idea of sort of this reflective, beyond, seasoned minds.
Yeah.
Beyond the classroom, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see.
All right. So what about this idea? All right. Anything can come up on this podcast. Anything can be a topic of discussion.
Okay. Now, the math. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I was going to say the mathematician in both of us may like the tangent gentleman.
Hey, yeah, that'd be a nice T-shirt. Where is that one?
Conversational, anything goes.
The tangent gentleman.
That might be the way to go, actually, now that I think about it.
Well, you know what? You know what might that could be an omen that was passed on to us, because if you look up there at the top, I said, give me some potential titles for a podcast by two retired educators, and then gave our names. I didn't say anything about us both being math people.
Interesting. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'd be curious,
that grading the world. All right, so we have a different topic at every week, and at the end we both might give a grade A through F on where we think we are in the world on that topic.
Where is that one?
It is under humorous, slightly irreverent. The fourth bullet.
Okay. Grading the world. Yeah, I like common sense and coffee, but I don't know that we're drinking. Actually, what I thought about is uncommon sense and bourbon. Because honestly, that's a little callback. My favorite teacher, and probably if I really sit back and think about it, one of the people that, when I thought about being a teacher, I thought if I could be as good as this guy, I'll have a good life, or a good career. And he used to say to us all the time, common sense is the least common of all the senses, Yeah. And I just love that. I thought that was great. Yeah. I just thought that was something I don't think I appreciated at 16, but just like that. It's what's the same old story. The older I get, the smarter my parents get. That kind of thing. So I like the Tangent Gentleman. Yeah, I really do. The more I think about it. Yeah. I mean, where are you at on that? Is that too obscure?
No, I'm good with that. The Tangent Gentleman.
I mean, we're gentlemen, right? Yeah. We're refined.
Yeah. And then I wonder what
about the Tangent Gentleman grade the world? Is that too much?
I don't know. I'm no podcast expert. The Tangent Gentleman grade the world. So, I mean, what do you think? You like the grade the world idea?
I like the at the end of the week or end of this pod, we say, so where are we at on this?
So, like, if we had to end this podcast right now, we would have to be, a D- on starting a podcast and coming up with a name.
I was going to say D+, but okay.
Okay. Well, we're both we're fair. We'll give ourselves a C. It's probably average. It's probably average.
See, we average. I'm going to go with below average.
I sound like my brother.
See, here we go. We're for next week. This is all for next week. Like, where are we at? Are we adhering to the normal bell curve? Are we believing in the standard distribution? Do we think that?
Goodness gracious sakes
alive. Are we grading on
well, I know
standards base?
I know you and I would both throw the grades out probably right away.
Pretty much, yeah.
But we got that might come up next week. We're going to have to decide. We're not, one of the things that we've talked about with this podcast, we are going to intentionally not over prep. We don't want to come in with some script on some ideas we've thought about all week. I'm thinking more like, to make this seem like just a conversation over the bourbon table. It's going to have to be, we know this is the topic. Maybe we think we have enough time to hit these two subtopics under that topic. And that's about it,
Well, and see, to me, that's where what you said earlier about where we end is where we'll start next week.
Yeah.
And that's why I like the Tangent Gentleman, because the tangent is, the path, the line that intersects at one point. We've intersected that point, but we're going to go now. So
now we might fly off to Mars.
Yeah.
Two old dogs and a microphone. You see that one? All right, let's go with the Tangent Gentleman. And maybe we just grade the world. We don't put it in our title.
See, okay. I don't know. You might have to consult some other Chat GPT or some other source of someone knowledgeable about podcasts. I like both.
The Tangent Gentleman grade the world.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do it. I'm going to write that down. And then I'm going to see if I can find some AI to make us a good thumbnail.
Of course you are.
Unless you know a good artist.
You know, I do know a good artist, actually. She's an excellent graphic artist. She's a good friend of mine's daughter. She should be home. She's in France, but I think she's coming home very soon for the holidays. So
she'll charge us for a thumbnail for that. The Tangent Gentleman Grade the World.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we'll start next week with education.
All right. Sounds good. I'll study up.
So what did we, I sent you something today. What was it? Let me see. I was thinking, I was just quickly thinking, okay, what's the big bullets education we might want to start with? And I mean, I hit broad: curriculum, teaching, and technology. And then you shot back students, external factors like policy, public perceptions of the role and function of education.
Yeah, I think we alluded to it earlier, the effect of what COVID had and the pandemic had on each of our perspectives. I think it had a dramatic effect on kids. I don't know if it did, because I think kids are amazingly resilient. We talked about this a little bit the other day, just in our casual conversation. COVID gave us an opportunity in education to change how we do school, what school's like, what it can be, what it shouldn't be, and because maybe getting ahead of where we want to be next week, but I just feel as if our model is so we haven't changed our model for what school is.
No, it's a factory model trying to make the output look very similar amongst the diverse input. Would you agree?
I would agree. It's flawed. The whole, back in the days of education, it was the tabula rasa. The students came in, they were a blank slate. Kids, they're not coming. That was probably always wrong. That was probably always flawed.
Yeah.
It's especially flawed now. When they come in, they have the same access we have. They have an infinite access to information. Yeah. And what they come into the classroom with is both information, which is one thing, but also just ways of viewing and seeing, ways of seeing and learning. And it's tough. I'm probably going to say lots of things, and in no way do I ever want it to be perceived as I'm saying something negative about well-intentioned teachers, because it's a tough job.
Yeah.
But I also think teachers, I'll put myself in the category, we fall back on a lot of traditional models that just don't work anymore. Just different paradigms about how schools and classrooms and student experiences are supposed to be structured. Like you said, you and I agree, we probably throw out grades. When you think about grades and what grades mean in so many ways, your GPA gets you into school X, doesn't get you into school Y. The score you get on this test that you can take 12 times and whatever determines where you can get to.
Yeah. And that impacts the path you take. So there have to be a lot of changes ahead too. But I'm glad you brought up teachers, because I do think it's important that, you've heard me say it in our school a bunch of times, but I think we both truly believe that teaching is the most critical and important profession in the world. I believe that hands down, compared to anything you can compare it to. I think it's probably the most out of all of those critical and important that there is. So nothing we would.
Yeah, I have a great anecdote about this. One of my best friend, probably my best friend. Yeah, I went to school when I was back being a research scientist. I was going to the U of L School of Medicine, and he was as well. He's a doctor now. He's been an ER doctor for decades, and he just started teaching. And he just shared with me how hard it is teaching. He loves the challenge, but it's tough teaching and getting in there and preparing, to teach. And I think, Yeah, and I think that goes back to your point, because he's recognizing that good doctors come from good teachers, which is to your point exactly. That doctors are amazingly valuable people in our world, but they got there because of good teachers.
Yeah. So next week, we're definitely going to start with education. Should we start with the logistics and structure of school as it is now? That might need to change. I mean, I feel like if we just say curriculum,
I don't think we should.
Yeah. But the structure of the school day, or the makeup of today's student, or today's, or I mean, if you say something like that, or why things need to change because the way things are in the world today, that's real broad too. I don't know. What do you think?
What about the school day?
Like, that's where my mind keeps going. Like right now, I'm picturing, okay, these kids move from math to English to health to social studies. Why does that make sense anymore? I'm thinking that, and there's probably so many things that as we think during the week that we could come up on that, because we've both seen it. We have both proved that you can win that game. I don't know. Maybe we need to talk about our experience in that aspect a little bit, so it doesn't sound like that we're unsuccessful educators or something that just didn't do well. We've done pretty well in the current game.
Yeah. And your 1999 camera's mixing up again.
Okay, well, I'm not going to fix it this time because we are about done, and I'm going to go. Okay. I'm going to get on. I'm actually going in tomorrow. I'm going to Best Buy and buy me a new camera, because this one is going to keep freezing on us. And we're about at time. Right. We're at 25 minutes now. And I'm sure we had 5 minutes on the first video that stopped.
Okay.
And I do, listeners, I apologize if the audio is not good. My audio is not going through the audio mixer I use right now, so I got to figure that out before next week. But we'll learn every week. And then don't hang up when I stop this video, because we're going to decide when we're going to record. So,
okay.
All right, everybody. We hope you join us. We probably got at least 6 people we've talked to that are probably watching this and listening to it.
Yeah.
So, maybe on the second one we can bump it up to 10, and then maybe by the end of the month we have 12 people.
Exactly. We'll double our listening audience. I just want to say, tune in. I think you'll be entertained, and you might learn a few things. Yep. We know some stuff. So,
all right, Scott, hang on. We'll talk to you guys later. See ya.
All right, we'll see you.